Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 137. So, what did I think about this week's chapter? In all honesty, I thought this chapter was a roller coaster of emotions because from beginning to end, I did not know what to expect, and as soon as I finished the chapter, I'm still processing what I just read because this was just completely insane, and in typical Fujimoto fashion, completely turns upside down everything that we had previously thought would happen. And he also just shocked us. Like I said, like this chapter was very, like, in one word to describe it, it was very unpredictable. And I honestly think this is one of my favorite parts from Fujimoto as a writer, which is he's always keeping you on your toes, and these kind of chapters always represent that. Now, before I go any farther with this week's chapter, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. Now, continuing from last week's chapter, we pick up where pretty much Denji and the chick are in the theater, and the chick's still, throwing herself at Denji, and Denji's just like, whoa, like, this is major red flags. And the chick's like, hey, you're like a virgin, right? Like, hey, you're down to do it? Like, come on, like, hey, we can totally do it here. And then Denji's like, what? And then the chick's like, I'll tell you what. We can do it and all, but like first you gotta lick that octopus's head, like the devil that you saw previous chapter that was in the theater. And then she just sits her down and tells her like, hey, listen, ma'am, okay, I got too much respect for myself and I'm sick and tired of just having these girls tossing me around like and throwing bait at me, okay? I'm mature as a person and I'm no longer gonna just like, give in to my temptations. And this was, to me, when I was reading this, I was like, okay, Denji, okay, let's go. That's super base Denji right there. Like, my man has evolved and he's no longer, like a simp. We know he's a simp, but he's no longer to the point where he'll just throw himself at any chick. But in typical Fujimoto fashion, like literally the next panel, we see that he just kind of gave up on that whole ideology. And my man is just like, yeah, he's sucking on that tentacle or whatever of that devil, and it's disgusting, and it was funny. It was super funny, don't get it twisted, but in the back of my mind throughout it all, I was like, man, Denji never surprises me when it comes to how down bad he is and how the lengths that my man is willing to go to achieve his dream, which is to have sex. Like, my man Denji is he's built different, okay, let's just say that. But we see that he's just like sucking on it, and it's gross, and the chick's really getting off to it. Like, this chick is, I don't know, Denji, I don't know where you find these freaks, but she might be the number one when it comes to the freaks that you mess with. She's definitely number one, at least from what I saw in this chapter. And she's just like super getting off to it, and Denji's like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And I was like, Denji, what? Like, this dude, man, Denji loves the red flags. My man must be colorblind because he can't be seeing the color red in them flags, okay? Like, my man Denji just absolutely loves the color red because my man, he's aiming for the red flags, all right? He just never misses when it comes to getting himself a chick that just screams red flags. But hey, like, that's Denji, my man. My man's just built different like that, I guess. So what we see after that is that pretty much they leave the theater, and the chick takes Denji to a karaoke place. And Denji's like, wait, seriously, we're gonna do it at a karaoke place? Like, what? And the chick's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, I know somebody that works part-time here, and they'll turn a blind eye, and like, we can definitely get it on. And I was like, whoa, this chick, this ain't her first rodeo. She belongs to the streets. Like, my man Denji, like, you're in for one, bro. Like, everything that was leading up to this moment, I was like, this is just super sketchy. Like, this girl is either really belongs to the streets, or there's something behind all this. Now, as soon as they get to the karaoke, I knew something was gonna go off, but what happens next is definitely not what I was expecting, which is pretty much, she goes, hey, before we get it on, I gotta do one thing. And you just see her proceeding to like sing karaoke songs, and she's moshing, and she's singing like a hardcore like rock song, and it's hilarious, like a screamo song, and she's just like non-stop killing it. I was like, whoa, this chick getting down. Like, is she a metalhead? Like, what? And like, this, I don't know if I was the only one that was thinking this, but when she was with the mic just singing, it was giving me like Rick and Morty vibes when Rick just gets the mic and he goes with the when he gets the stupid flow and all that. I don't know why I was thinking that. Like, it was just probably it was too goofy. But the chick just doing her thing, and Denji's just like, what? Like, he just looks like so like disappointed / shocked, like, what is this? And while she's getting while she's killing it at the karaoke, a guy just walks in there and swings a bat at Denji, and Denji's like, what? And Denji just proceeds to like completely destroy this guy. And then you just see that there's many more guys coming, but Denji's like, what's happening? And me as the reader, I'm like, dude, what is happening? And you just see like all these guys waiting outside the karaoke room, and like they have baseball bats, and Denji just like proceeds to beat them all up. And you see that in the background she continues singing. This random chick just like she's just singing through it all, and it was hilarious. Now I absolutely love this entire sequence because it was hilarious, as well as it was a homage to a movie called Old Boy, which if you guys haven't seen, it's a fantastic movie, and we all know that Fujimoto loves his cinema. And I absolutely love this little montage of Denji just absolutely beating these guys, and they're in the alleyway and they're just waiting to fight Denji. But it was just like I said, it was from the movie Old Boy. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's a great movie. At least the Asian version. Do not watch the American version. It's terrible. But the original version is fantastic, and you should definitely check it out. Now what happens is Denji absolutely demolishes all these guys, and while all this is going down, he's just kind of like getting himself, he's enjoying this. Like my man Denji looks kind of insane for a second, and you just see all these bodies everywhere, and then just like, okay, that was cool and all. Why did you stop singing? And then the chick's like, oh, I thought this would be more fun, and she has like a bat. Now my interpretation of the scene was that she's trying to fight Denji now, or did she help him out? I don't know, because the thing is, when you see Denji, he's covered in blood, like, and it looks like the blood from everybody that he was beating up, as well as he looks like a little roughed up. Now the chick looks like she's clean, like she does not have a stain in her shirt. So I don't know, like my interpretation, like I told you all, is that she's trying to square up with Denji, or I don't know, she seems like she a freak, bro. I don't even know. I can't predict exactly what this chick is up to at all. And I can say the same thing about the whole story, because if you would have told me last week that we were gonna go into this week's chapter pretty much with them going to karaoke, she's singing some metal song while a bunch of people are getting beat up in the background by Denji, and to end it off, she goes up to Denji with a baseball bat, like, hey, what, this seems fun. Like, I would have been like, what is this? Denji sucking on a tentacle. Like, Chainsaw Man is a wild ride, and I absolutely love it. I've always been loving it, and I think that now I don't know what to expect. Like I said, this chapter was hilarious, and I absolutely believe that Fujimoto just has been cooking. My man has been cooking this entire time since the conception of part 2, and it's insane to think that no matter how many times I think to myself, like, where is my man gonna go with the story? Like, what can he surprise me? He always manages to surprise me and blow my expectations out of the water, because this chapter for me was fantastic. It was great. It was hilarious. Now I definitely don't have any idea what's gonna happen in the next chapter, because like I said, this chapter was crazy, and knowing Fujimoto, he's just gonna completely blow my mind, just like he usually does with all these chapters. But if I had to take a wild guess, either there's two scenarios: either Denji and her like somehow get it on, or Denji and her fight it out, because I don't know where's the middle ground where it's like, nah, because I don't see Denji at this point just being like, you know what, I don't want to smash you. Like my man Denji's too far deep in, and either he's gonna commit to it or they're gonna fight it out, something like that. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.